What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a full body evening relaxation stretching routine. The whole point of this routine is to relax, unwind, relieve tension, get into that parasympathetic nervous system, and just kind of get ready for bed. This is based off a video I produced a couple of weeks ago called When is the Best Time to Stretch, and there's a load of information in there that you might be interested in, so I'll link that down below. For this routine, you're going to need a bolster like I'm sat on, or you can just alternatively use a couple of pillows laid on top of each other for some positions at the end. This routine is going to be all about breathing and holding long static holds. So we're going to start off this routine just with 4 to 5 deep breaths, and we're going to work on breathing diaphragmatically so we get it into our head to begin with. So what I want you to do is just start by breathing through your nose. Think about drawing the breath down, expanding the stomach, expanding the diaphragm. Only the end third of that breath should the chest expand. Holding it for a second and then just breathing out. Now, because quite a lot of the stretches today are going to be quite long, I'm not going to talk the entire time. Just going to basically hold them with me, and I'll tell you when I'm changing. So we're going to start from standing, and we're just going to go into a pike fold position. So we're just going to go max down into our forward fold. Now, if you're not particularly flexible, you can grab something in front of you just to place your hands on and take a little bit of load off that spine. But just want to get into a nice comfortable position. We don't need max effort. We just want to be in a nice comfortable place. So I'm just going to get into that position, and we're just going to hold this position here and start to breathe. So just again, using that same breathing pattern that we just went over. You can also move around in this position. You can straighten one leg, you can straighten the other leg. You can kind of find those tight spots, move around. But the entire time, we just want to be focusing on our breath and just kind of relaxing. As I said, we shouldn't be max effort. We should be placing a little bit of pressure through the hands. And taking some of the stretch. But you should feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, also into the lower back a little bit. We're just going to hold this for another 2 breaths, so 5 in total. Last one, nice deep breath. Right, so we're going to come down into a squat. Just going to move my feet forward, and then what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our right leg under, so it's kind of in a cross-leg position. You're going to bring that left leg over, and all we're going to do here is we're going to try and hug our knee. So this position here, I'm pulling my knee into my chest, and you should feel quite a deep stretch into your glute. This is a stretch for the posterior hip capsule, and we just want to kind of sit here. I'm just going to hug our leg, and we're just going to breathe. Again, we're going to hold this for about 5 or 6 breaths. Each one of these stretches, 5 or 6 breaths. That should work out close to a minute in total hold time. So in about 3, should just feel some of that tension in the glute relaxing. One last breath just for good luck. I'm going to come back up. We're just going to bring both legs to the side so they're on top of each other, and we're just going to take a lying position on our side, hands both on top of each other. From here, we're just going to draw a circle with our hand, and we're going to watch it as we do it. So we're going to extend the hand out. We're going to breathe in, and we're just going to let that hand arc all the way around, trying to keep in contact with the floor. Open up that chest. And then we're going to reverse that motion all the way back around. So you should feel a really nice stretch all throughout your chest, possibly into your bicep. Maybe even a nice release for the lower back as well. Get some movement into that thoracic. And I'm going to perform 5 of these, so I'm just on 2. If you can, try and time your breath with your hand movement, so you breathe in
as you arc out. Hold it for a second or two and then breathe out as you come back around. That is 4, we're going to do last one. That is the 5th one. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to come onto our front and we're going to do hold it an upward dog position. We're not going to hold this one as long. I'm just going to hold it for a few breaths. Kind of get comfortable. Just keep breathing. This one you may find is a little bit harder to breathe in. It's not a problem. All right. And then we're going to just stretch out the hip flexors. Now for this one, I recommend bringing your pillows into play. We're going to step right foot forward. So we're stretching out that left. And then all we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves down onto that mat. So we're in a lunge position, and then now we're just kind of releasing the hip flex. So we're just going to stay down here for a few breaths. The reason I've got this pillow here is it's just a comfortable range for me. I can go all the way to the floor, but it's a little bit too aggressive. I'm just going to stay a little bit higher up and just try and relax and just hold this position. So we're just going to hold a few breaths in this one. One more nice deep breath. And in the same position, I'm just now going to stand up. I'm going to do the same thing again. So we're just going to hold this position. The first one will be a little bit more on your right hand side. It's going to be a little bit more into the hamstring, glute. And then the one where you now stood up is going to be more into the hip flexor. So the last one. What we're going to do now is just going to swap sides. So we're going to put our right leg back, our left leg forward. And again, we're going to start on that low position. So just bring yourself down onto that point of assistance. Some people it may be higher, some people it may be lower. Just find where's comfortable for you, a point at which you can relax and breathe. Again, 3 breaths in this position. And last one. And then you're going to bring yourself up into that hip flexor stretch. This one here, just think about squeezing that glute slightly, supporting the hip, and you get more of a stretch in that hip flexor. Last deep breath. And then we're going to kind of reverse what we've just done. So I'm going to move that just a little bit to the side and then go back down into our upward dog. We're only going to hold this one briefly though, just sort of one nice deep breath. Going to bring ourselves down onto our side. Bring those knees up together. Same position for this chest stretch. We're going to push forward and then we're going to draw an arc with our hand. Watch it all the way around. Really open up that chest. Then breathe out on the way back around. So a nice deep inhale. And then exhale as you come back around. I think this is rep number 4. So we're just going to do one more after this. Last one, nice big inhale. From here, we're just going to push ourselves up. Now that left leg is going to be tucked under like we're sitting on it. We're going to bring that right leg over, and then from here, we're going to hug that right leg. So again, nice stretch again in the glute. The first time we get it in the left leg, this time we're going to get it in the right leg. Just focus on bringing yourself into your knee. I mean, again, we're just going to hold this and breathe for about 5 breaths. As you get a little bit more comfortable with this, you can basically just drop your shoulder a little bit closer to the ground, and that's going to make the stretch a little bit more intense. So that's 3 breaths, so just going to do a couple more in this position. Last one. And we're going to finish up, and this is the main reason you want this bolster. We're just going to place it behind us, right at the base of our spine. If you've got a couple of pillows, stack them there. You're going to put your feet into a diamond position. You're just going to lie on back, lie over that bolster, let your arms drape to their sides. You should feel that this really opens up your chest. Because we've got our legs in that diamond position, it's going to really open up our hips as well. And then from here, we can just relax. Obviously, I'm only going to hold this for 5 breaths for the sake of this video, but if you feel comfortable, you can hold this for 3-5 minutes. It's a really nice end to the routine, especially if we sit at a desk a lot in the day, we get those rounded shoulders. This is a great way to just kind of pin something beneath your spine, in between your shoulder blades, and let that shoulders, and let the chest and that diaphragm open up. This is actually probably my favourite ever stretch, and I do it most nights before I get to bed. Just one more in this position. Obviously, you can carry on with this video and you can just hold this position. And that is basically it. I feel very relaxed. You can obviously, after you've done this pose, if you want to hold it a little bit longer, you can. And then from here, you can also just go into what would be a corpse pose, or simply lying on the ground and then just performing some breathing. Again, you can do that sort of for 5 minutes. Try and bring awareness to different parts of your body, and it's a great way to unwind before bed. Just hold some positions for time, pay attention to your breathing, kind of let whatever's happened in the day go, and then sleep it off and start again tomorrow. But if you enjoyed this follow along, why not leave a comment down below? Let me know your thoughts on it. It's quite a simple routine, shouldn't take too long, but it's just gonna hit those main areas that are tight for a lot of people. If you enjoyed this routine, you can also just hit that thumbs down button as well. It supports the channel. Right next to it is that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out any more or any future follow along videos. But that has been it for this week, guys. Have a relaxing week. Peace.